Hello, 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 everyone! Welcome back to the CCA League Season 6. I am Mizuno, and I am joined by someone that is not named Grace. They are a very lovely commentator, and they are not the same Grace from the previous match that was literally 5 minutes ago. This is like a totally different, not Grace at all.
It's true. They would never ever have me twice in a row because I'm so strange. And by me, I mean not me. That is also me. But oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here with Mizuno. No, I'm lying, guys. It's me. I'm so sorry. My disguise. I know. It's really embarrassing, guys. I'm so happy to commentate. I'm here for 2 sets in a row. I love CCA so much. I'm such a fan.
Grace is the real trooper, sticking around for 2 matches in a row, and they're best of 9 matches too, mind you. So when they go the distance, you are here for the long haul.
Listen, and I'm always here for it. I love playoffs. I think it is so fun. I love that we go to best of 9. I love peeps playing for forever. I feel like it leaves so much room for like adapting to each other and so many more close sets because you're able to like feel each other out a lot more because there's just so
Yeah.
many games. So, I'm very happy to be here. Mizuno, this is a really cool set because we just watched the set that would determine who these folks, whoever wins this one, would fight in semis. Like, this is the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, girl, you clocked that. So tonight's match we got for you here, we got Towson. You clocked me on this earlier. Towson Tigersharks taking on OSU, Octos and Squids United, Scarlet. These folks, whoever wins out in the semifinals matchup, would take on H-Town Rebels, who played earlier, literally like a couple hours ago, in their crazy set. So I'm just imagining like these two powerhouses coming on and just wrecking shop. I'm just so excited.
I'm also so excited. Like, I said this actually the last set that I totally commentated, guys. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie to you anymore. I did totally commentate that last set. But I've had the pleasure of commentating Towson Tigersharks as well, so this is a wonderful reunion for me. Or perhaps not wonderful for them. We'll see how they feel about me after this set. We'll see. But again, Division 2, oh my golly goodness, quarterfinals. This is so, so huge. And like we said, like whoever wins this is gonna be facing H-Town. So they already have material to like stalk them on because they just went on stream.
Yeah.
So you already know.
I was gonna say, like you were calling out in your set, you commentated with Rose. VOD reviews, this is going to be very important material that these teams would be able to utilize. Both of these teams could utilize. They could see how they could play each other out. So this is actually a pretty interesting dynamic for both of these teams. Whoever comes out on top, right, between Towson and OSU, right, like they're going to have to, really prepare and utilize the material that they have when they head into these semifinals match. But we got to talk about the now though. This is quarterfinals. They still have to get through this best of 9 match here today. And I'm, watching some of the matches earlier. Some of these maps are kind of saucy, which I know is a very controversial thing, the CCA. But I don't think these things are too out of whack as far as I'm aware. And I think we're going to be in for some pretty saucy matches.
Definitely saucy. And all of these are very much staples. I feel like the only wild pick is definitely tower control and humpback pump track. That would be our game 7. I had to do the quick math there.
You
As we all know,
you
I can't do
calculated
math.
correctly. No,
I
you
did it. I did
calculated
it,
that
folks. You
correctly.
already know. But that one's definitely the I would say like the wild card pick. But if you're at a game 7 already, you already know. Like you already kind of know each other there. So I feel like you just kind of have to play to your strengths if you're going into a game that or like a game map mode that you don't really feel super comfortable on. Or just picking stuff to throw them off of their game, especially if you think that you'll be able to get the upper hand and like go into what you already know that they want to do to you. Like we talked about kind of the last set there,
Hmm.
going into a comp that you know is going to be a constant barrage of pressure, a constant barrage of slayers and dualies and splashdowns in your face. Like maybe you pick something against that. or
Right.
or you pivot to doing something a little bit differently, like playing more to your strengths in that aspect here. But Mizuno, game 1 is going against not going against. I don't want to go against Scourge. I like Scorch Gorge. I like the like drip tower looking things in the back, specifically on Clan Blitz too. I think it's a very funky map mode, but tell me what you think about it.
I love Clan Blitz Scourge Gorge. I like you said earlier, it's a staple, and I think this is a type of staple that is very easy to for teams to gotta have this give and take and adapt really quickly. Just because I feel like there's certain stages of Clan Blitz on Scorch Gorge. Like there's the first stage of okay, getting through like the ramp if you want to go right up the middle. Okay, now you got to set up that wall and then go to the basket. So there's like clear progressions of getting to the basket, and teams can kind of adapt that the way they need to, right? So I think we're going to be the key things to look out here is how these teams adapt to each stage when they find themselves on like a roadblock and they're like, ah, crap, we can't go any further. Why is that? Well, it's because our opponents maybe OSU is using like a crap ton of specials right to stop them. Okay, well then how do we adapt? We wait them out. So I think this is a very easy match to kind of get a good feel of how these teams are, like that give and take, you know?
Yeah, and especially like in mid, like you talked about like kind of moving around like the different stages, and like what to do in them, especially like depending on what they're doing to you first. But in kind of like that first neutral fight as well, it's tough. Like you have like the top mid, of course you want top mid, but it's never safe. There's a lot of awkward ways for you to kind of go around, sneak around. Like it feels like there's just like two two sides where you have to pressure at the same time. Oh my, we lost someone. We lost an
Oh,
Octoling. They're gone.
they have vanished from
They have.
existence.
It's devastating, really. But now we get to talk more about Scorch Gorge. Yay! I for clams, I think it feels like a little bit like a playbook for Clan Blitz specifically because it's a great lesson on, I mean, for like a Div 2 team locking the pods, which you already know that strat
Mhm.
where you've got to like make sure that you're manipulating the clam spawns to spawn where you want them to. And I feel like Scorch Gorge has so many good ones of those. Like you have like the one in the snipe, that'd be cool if you could get it to spawn on their side when you're ready to make a push. But it's kind of tricky because they all spawn on like a little clump. You have
Yeah.
that one clam spot that's like under the ramp where it's like in that little awkward area too.
I know
And
exactly what
like
you're talking about. You
yeah,
have to
nobody
jump
goes there.
down. You have
Yep.
to jump down, but you're exposing yourself, right? So you have to play the clams economy game very carefully, because otherwise,
Yeah.
right, if you send someone down there to pick up more clams, they are completely exposed. They don't have the high ground, Anakin, right? They are completely wide open and vulnerable. So you're to your point about playing that clam economy, that goes for both offensively and defensively, right? If you see a good opportunity to bait someone in with those clams, that's a good way to kind of take a quick pick and take a quick kill. And these Div 2 teams are very experienced. Both Towson and OSU, they've been around the block at Collegiate. They know how this works. And I think they'll kind of play to their own strengths. And, you know, we saw a little bit of the comps, a little bit of a teaser earlier, right? Like it seems like they they're going to what they know, right? Like I saw one of the chargers, like it was a splatter scope, if I saw that right. Like I think it was like the white splatter scope on I think it was OSU, right? So
Yeah, I never see them anymore, especially with pencil, which I feel like I saw a pencil. So maybe that was the other team.
I think it was the other side. I think
Yes,
we're just
yes.
like we're just blending the two together.
No, it's okay. We're mind melting a little bit here, folks. But like with what's it called? With all backlines, going into a team that you think is gonna play pencil, or just going into any team ever, you're scared of a pencil because they just have so much pressure, so much paint. Like Nintendo can nerf it all at once, but I mean, we're always gonna be seeing pencils. Like I'm happy to see the rise of heavy edit, sure, but I feel like
Yeah.
it's always a staple here, and especially on Scorch Gorge, like it's really good at enabling your teammates there as well, like being able to paint up both sides of mid. Like I talked about how the top mid is like separating both of your sides, and it's kind of tough, like you're disconnected from your friends. But the pencil, you can be like, you can paint up their aggression. You can paint up them when they're getting pushed out and they need somewhere to go and there's paint behind them. You're in a great position to help them no matter what. Like, so pencil's really, really good here. So I'd be interested to know if was it OSU who had the splatter scope?
I'm trying to remember the color placements.
Near
Oh,
near. I
No,
cannot remember.
no, girl. My brain's completely fried. There's no way.
No, I'm always it's over for me. So if you're playing into that, it's gonna be really really tough, and especially like the extra range helps with the scope. And I'm sure if you're going scope, that's a comfort pick, and also you're really good at it because
Yeah.
there's just no way. So I mean, if you're on that end going against somebody that you know is gonna be able to snipe you like really really well, you really got to play it really safe too. Like maybe even out of their range or just always behind cover, which is kind of tough on Scorch because it's relatively open if you're trying to go up onto the ramp. So
It is.
we'll
It's
see.
very open. It's hard to stay, like, to your point earlier, it's hard to stay connected because of that giant pillar, but then there's also no, like, cover besides that pillar. But anyways, I mean, all right, we're jumping right back into it. It looks like we have all 8 bodies in the lobby, and I believe they might have swapped a player or two, so that we might see one compositional change, but there is indeed is that a kelp? Not a kelp splatter scope, but on Towson,
DNF.
it's a ZNF. It's a ZNF
Yes.
scoped. And then Okamu is running with that pencil that we saw earlier. So OSU's got the pencil, and Kai is on the ZNF here. And Grace, like you said, look at this cover that Kai is going to have to stick onto as one member apiece goes down, 2 go down on the side of OSU. And you kind of see Buddy and Verde here trying to tag team as they approach Big Noob here with the ball already. Tetra's moving and grooving, but finally gets taken down by Buddy. So you see all this back and forth already, Grace. There's just not a lot of cover, and they're just going to be taking fight after fight, pick after pick.
Oh my gosh, I was about to say if I was TJ Buddy there, I would have been mauling that I did not get that pick there, but they did end up clutching it out here. Plant here on this Carbon. Really, really good pick. I feel like Carbon and Chargers play really well together. Like as the Carbon's kind of baiting them out, or even like the Charger is making people play a little bit scared, the Carbon comes in and capitalizes off of that fear. They can smell your fear here. Plant smelling the fear from Okamu, who has to back up a little bit here. And I mean, again, this pencil getting pushed out really, really well here. Again, like the splash downs coming out, they do take it out there. Really, really good pick onto Big Noob here. But I mean, Kai here with these strikes, they're still holding a lot of space, and aren't they going to? Oh, wait, they baited. They baited so hard. They even baited me, Mizuno. I really thought they were gonna get that glam in.
I was gonna say, I was like, is Kai running the numbers or not? Because if I were them, I would get out of dodge, and they baited both of us. That was one heck of a jive. Nonetheless, though, both teams are split even apiece, and it looks like TJ Buddy is looking to charges up this Booyah, but gets taken down, and now is just one member alive, Okamu, for OSU Scarlet. And it's just, once again, Plant is just putting on this pressure, like you called out earlier, Grace. This pressure from Plant is going to be huge throughout the match.
Oh my gosh, and Cowabunga going here. The clam spot we were talking about with Zuno. Oh my god, this is the best pop off of my life. Gonna be able to get some more clams here. A really good sustainable push. Like they're going down, they're getting a little bit staggered here, but they're still doing really, really well. And I think that has to do with a lot of the mobility here. Big Noob getting a huge pick there. Trading out is really, really good when your opponents are looking to try to retake mid here, because that gives Kai a chance to keep that space, keep the paint, and maybe try to keep the clam economy on their side as well. They're getting those jumps, and I'm talking about, I mean, I already talked about how Pencil is so, oh my gosh, they're gonna get taken out though. I was about to say how oppressive Pencil is against other backlines there. We saw them poking out Kai there, but their teammates knowing that, acknowledging how strong Pencil is here, especially for their friend, their backline. I feel like Kai kind of baited them out there, which led the Pencil there to getting taken out here. But Mizuno, I've got to stop talking about that cool play, because I think they want to make a push here on the side of on the side of the Tigersharks.
And they can keep making these pushes, Grace, because Towson's pressure is so immense. I want to call out Cowabunga here specifically on this NZAP, because they are providing the crucial paint and connectivity that their teammates need on the Carbon and on the dualies to move, because they're not going to be able to output a ton of paint to have them move. But because of that NZAP, they have been enabled to put out so much good paint. And look at that, now with the basket finally closed, they were able to get down to 38 points. That was like an additional, like what, 18 points or so? And those chip by chips are going to matter, because OSU is now going to have to keep pushing back in, trying to use some specials and get back in, reclaim paint. And it's so difficult when they keep going 2 down, 3 down apiece.
Yeah, and zoning out the Pencil. Plant here, I mean, we can see it from all their members here, and as well as like it feels like a well-oiled machine that's working against OSU here. Like it feels like they've already got their number, and it's the first game here, Mizuno. Like they know what they want to do. They're playing around the spots that they know that they're already going to go to, and it's like, how do they already know? Like they're playing really, really quickly, adapting really, really well, and I can already see Plant here wants to get a pick there, getting it there on that top mid. So once again, Towson is on the up and up. They've got this mid control, I feel like. Like pushing back the members of OSU back under their basket. They've got Bazooka out, getting a pick there onto the mini. Okamu is getting kind of stuck here, like on the snipe rather, which is very, very tough, but still going to be able to get a pick there onto Plant, which is really, really huge to getting the members of OSU back into mid. And I mean, Towson didn't make a push off of that, so technically a win here for OSU, being able to get back into mid and hopefully getting a power clam in themselves.
Yes, these were some really good plays from OSU. You saw that double team up against their dualies, right? And those are the types of plays that OSU needs because like you keep saying, Grace, Towson just has the exact moments, they know the exact spots where they need to be and want to be in order to succeed. And now with the timer winding down, Grace, I just realized OSU only has their pity sitting in the basket, and they're surrounded by blue paint. I mean, look at Plant right here, just sharking along, trying to bait them out. And it's just one player live. It's just Verde right now, and they only have like, I don't know, like 10 seconds to run on over to the complete other side. They're getting distracted by Kai here. Like, it's just a real. OSU just could not catch a break during this game, not at all.
That was like the playbook of like pressure. And like again, like I said, like a well-oiled machine, but Towson Tigersharks were an absolute unit here, Mizuno. They were playing together so well. And again, I want to call out that play. Kind of we saw OSU on the up and up, and we saw from the pencils POV. Poor Okamu was sitting there on those grates, and they were like, oh, I think I can get that kill onto Kai there. Like, oh, they're overextending. They're in my sight lines. I'm gonna try to get that pick. They don't quite get it, but then you can see from under them, a member of Towson Tigersharks sees that they're like ready for that kill, that they're so locked in on Kai that they use that advantage to then get a kill right out from under them. And the members of OSU weren't ready because they were like, you're not respecting our pencil's range. You're not expecting our pencils or respecting our pencils like output, which is very interesting. But it's like they're playing because they know what the OSU was doing, which is really, really smart. Like they immediately realized what was happening, and they like made it into an advantage for them, even in that like tough position where they didn't have mid yet. So I'm clapping in a circle. Towson Tigersharks. What an honor, I know. But really, really solid first game there. Like OSU, I don't even think they were able to score. So like a really great game for Towson.
No, Towson did fantastic. I think you just summed it up perfectly. Like well-oiled machine. They were able to convert. I think that's the big takeaway, right? They were able to convert on opportunities where it's like an additional like step ahead. Like instead of taking like one jump ahead, it's like 3 jumps ahead. And these multiple conversions of different opportunities sets them up for like success later down the line, right? They're able to get Plant in sooner. They're able to get like, you know, the Carbon dualies like combo duo, like a double whammy like sandwich in the basket. Like these types of opportunities they were just so easy to come by because they were so in tune to what's going on. Like, I mean, just Grace, exactly like I said, they were a well-oiled machine, like choo-choo all the way, like ready to go, which is interesting because this will be a very hard adjustment, I think, for OSU when Towson is so fundamentally in the groove where it's almost like they're reading their mind, right? Like they know, oh, I bet this person's going to come out here, right? If they can't anticipate what you're doing, that's very difficult to kind of break out of, right?
Yeah, and especially when you're making plays on the side of the Tigersharks where you know what they're gonna do in response to them. Like Kai sneaking out a little bit, like peeking out to be like, oh my gosh, look at me, like doing a little dance, like look at me, the scope, like I can't see you. And then your teammate able to follow up off with a kill. Really, really smart there. But I feel like OSU, after that first game, they're like, y'all, because it's tough when you lose and it's like, oh my gosh, it was just that one clam, like, oh my gosh. But when you kind of go into a game where you're like, man, they just got us, you know what you need to fix. Like when there's a big like whopping kind of pushback and you're like, man, something wasn't working. Something very clearly wasn't working there. And you know that you have to make a big adjustment, whether it be play style, whether it be comp, or whether it just be like, guys, like play like they know what you're gonna do. Because a lot of the time, like Splatoon, you know, you go through the movements, you know what's gonna happen. You know that when you're in mid, they're gonna want to push you and they're gonna want to run up onto you to get that kill. But how they're gonna do it is the question, and it feels like Towson Tigersharks knew the how. So if you're OSU Scarlet, you gotta go into this knowing that they know that. You have to do a bunch of like mental gymnastics.
And it looks like one of the mental gymnastics that OSU has landed on with the 10 out of 10 score is going to be that mini Big Gay that is running. I don't recall if Big Gay was in the match last time. They might have done a substitution because I think the roster is a little bit big for OSU. But nonetheless, though, this is one of the adjustments it looks like they're making. Otherwise, they're sticking to the relatively the same comp. It seems to be okay so far. A couple members are going down, and we already have TJ Buddy already launching the Booyah to stall out the zone here, but there's nothing too crazy that's happening yet. But again, they have to be wary because Towson is going to be right up their toes.
Listen, I liked how you said right up on their toes. It was a beautiful, beautiful analogy here. Plants
Thank you.
taking advantage here of these kind of little sight lines, of these ledges, getting stuck there into that mist. But as we can see here, Big Noob here is following up off of that pressure. Again, reading here the members of OSU like a book. Like they were like, I know that they're looking at plan. I know that they're looking at my teammate here. Let's get a crossfire going. How about I get them while they're not quite looking at me and they're not ready to fight me yet? How about I take advantage of that, which is really, really smart here. And again, Towson Tigersharks have a really good hold of the zone. The Zuka's coming out, sure. The Bubble's coming out as well, but I mean, they're still mostly up, and they're going to go one down here. They're Verde here fighting for their life in the zone, but the strikes are coming out here, Mizuno. I think that they're going to cap it once again. No! Oh my gosh, OSU going to be able to stay in this game for quite a little bit longer here. Plant here, though, is out for ink blood, perhaps. Not quite able to get that kill, though, but Mizuno, that was close. That was really, really close.
That was too close for comfort for OSU, and they needed that do-or-die moment to get back in. Thankfully, now it seems to be on the up and up because now Towson is pretty pushed back here. You see a little bit of synchronization here with TJ and Big Gay on this ramp area. This would be a really good opportunity to kind of stiff-arm them at this section because now look at the clock, Grace. They're winding down to 42, 41 points. This is going to be some big momentum swings as they get closer and closer to potentially breaking the lead. Not if Towson has anything to say about it with a couple of trips and that Zuka. It's going to quickly flip over that zone, and Plant is already by this tent area. And if Plant is able to get a little bit more support, no, they're not able to, as TJ Buddy's able to finally take them down. This is the type of kills that they needed. TJ Buddy getting another crucial pick. These are the types of picks that OSU needed, but they still need to get back into this game, Grace, because they are going to have to be fighting through all these different penalty points.
Yeah, my gosh, it's really, really tough when you're going against a team that already has a lot of points kind of scored onto you here, because they can play like a little bit patiently, and by a little bit, I mean a lot of it. Like the Booyah's coming out, like they're coolered up on the side of the Tigersharks, sure, but they're slowly collapsing in on the members of OSU here, taking the zone right out from under them, it felt like, Mizuno. Like they just kind of had to give them the space because they demanded it here, and especially when there's a Carbon on the Rampage, you have to give up that space knowing that the Carbon might just kind of be there here. The Zuka as well coming out, putting even more pressure here onto OSU. We see a member here drop onto the left, trying to make something happen, trying to get some pain up, but we already know that they have they have their number here. Big Noob here on this grab, which I'd like to call out is a really, really smart special for Hagglefish as well here. But Mizuno, my gosh, I gotta keep talking. There's only 10 seconds left, and there's 3 down on the side of OSU here. The strike's coming out for good measure from Kai. Once again, Towson taking this game very, very well, but we saw OSU was on the up and up there. They had quite an advantage for a bit there, so I'm seeing them make those adapting kind of movements, those plays where you're like, okay, I think they're realizing what Towson is doing to them, and like we're doing like a circle where they're realizing, and then where Towson's realizing, and then OSU is realizing again, which is leading to a lot more of a closer game there. So I'm gonna clap in a circle again for the circle. Yes, the analogy.
A little
yes.
circle. That was a huge improvement, a big step up for OSU. But you keep seeing that they keep having these moments where like something was a slip. Like I know there's a split-second decision that a couple of those players made where they dropped down, specifically multiple players did this. They dropped down onto that bottom right side by that tent. And that is such a huge no-no because you're just all by yourself and susceptible to getting double teamed by like the carbon plant who is just sitting there for half the game and being supported by, by Kai or whomever else, right? Like, I think they just need, there's just these little moments that I think OSU, once they tighten those up and they don't drop anymore, oh man, I think they'll make Towson a little bit scared if they kind of just lock it just a little bit more. That is such terrible like analysis right there, Grace. Just tell them to lock in. Like I don't like those little moments add up so quickly because you could go 2 down. That happened like at least twice during this game where they would go 2 down because someone would drop preemptively, maybe a miscommunication or maybe just a little bit of excitement, be like, oh, I see a kill here, I could totally just go for it, and then all of a sudden it's like, ah crap, wait, I didn't think that went through. Right, so it's like this full circle moment they're having of like, I hope they're seeing some of the little mistakes that they're making, because I make those too. I'm not innocent here. I'm guilty of those same exact things, and that's why I'm calling them out, because I do the same exact thing. So I swear to you, Grace, if they tighten up on those things, I think we're gonna be in for a very scary game 9, like best of 9 set. I'm calling it here.
Listen, I agree with your calling it here. I think that'd be pretty sick if this section of the section of going into semis for Div 2 is like 2 Game 9 sets before.
That would be
like
crazy.
Like the other teams looking down at that side of the bracket are like, oh god,
they're like, what is going on down there?
It's intense down there, and they don't even have to guess because they can just watch it because we were gonna be streaming them. But speaking to what you talked about, like getting too hasty, it feels like a little bit. Like I say this to my teammates. I'll be like, I got a tingle that I could get that kill. I got a tingle that I could like take them out there.
Oh.
But sometimes you gotta not listen to the tingle. It happens to me a lot. Like we'll be VOD reviewing, and my lovely coach, whose name rhymes with Schmagic Schmateball, he'll be like, Grace, why'd you do that? And I'm like, I got the tingle, man. And he's like, okay. And he's like,
Grace,
okay.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like I've had this same situation with Schmagic Schmateball before.
Yes.
Where he's questioning me, hey, why did you go for that kill? And I'm like, I thought I had it.
I thought I could do it. He's like, Grace, you're on junior. You had no ink left. And I'm like, I thought I could clutch it up here. But listen, all I'm saying is OSU, don't be like me. Don't be like Mizuno. By going into game 3 here, whoop whoop transition, going into game 3 here on tower control Mako Mart. I wonder if we're gonna see any comp changes, but I feel like Mako Mart, like a lot of things can work. It feels similar to Haggle, where it's like that same staple where it's like you could make a lot of stuff work here. You could pivot to something that's good for the stacks, but we already know plant here is going to be huge, especially on all the ledges that Mako has. If you're going kind of into, if you're OSU rather, you kind of have to play knowing that. So I wonder if they're sitting here like, my gosh, y'all, like, I don't know what we're gonna do. Or if they're like, we're better, we already know what we're gonna do here. And I think we'll see that in their comp decisions, maybe their openings as well. I feel like openings on Mako are really, really crucial because it can snowball really fast.
Agreed, and I think they have all the tools in the toolbox. That sounds like such like a corporate slang. Jesus Christ.
We'll circle back.
We'll circle back on that statement first of all, but I feel like they have like all the things that they need for success here. Genuinely, like looking at their comp, like it's not anything crazy, and it's not like it could work. And I feel like on Mako Mart, they have the splatter shot and then the forge. Those have some nice synergies. It may not seem like it, but kind of the distance that the forge can, that buffer distance that the forge can provide to the splatter shot on a stack is very nice. It has a nice, good support system for a stack. Whether you're playing defensively, trying to protect it, or offensively, if you're trying to go for your opponent's stack. So to OSU's credit, I think they have some really nice like ingredients here to cook up a really good meal. And I think it's just like you're saying, Grace, these like little adjustments that they need to make to succeed and to win. And I think they can make those. They're very capable. I'm a big fan of both of these teams, and like I could shout to the heavens how good they are, and I'm confident that both of these teams are going to continue to do well in this match, no matter the outcome.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, that they've got the tools in the toolbox. Like, I feel like we saw that in that game too there. Like they were taking a lot of points off of them, and I think that bodes well because splat zones specifically, the folks love splat zones. Listen, there's debates every day, probably every single day, about whether or not we should do zones only. Like in general as a community standard.
Yeah.
So if you're doing well on zones, that's a big testament to your holding power and your ability to kind of play around the objective. Like, I feel like something that happens a lot with zones is that you'll take the zone right out from under them, which we did see Towson do, which was really, really smart on them. But also for OSU, for that to be the game where they kind of start to see a bit of a pivot is good too, because it's just, it goes to show that they're getting their footing in a map mode that everyone knows and loves too. Because I feel like zones gets played all the time, Hagglefish too, but being able to come back from a game where it's like TC Inkblot. Like if you're able to make a good comeback on TC Inkblot, you're feeling pretty good because that's everyone's mom's favorite counter pick. So you already know that everyone knows and loves her. So it's kind of that vibe where it's like the familiarity can get you so far. So being able to get the upper hand on a map that everyone has familiarity on bodes very well for some of these more spicy ones. If we get to TC Humpback, which I would love. But on TC Mako, I wonder how much that's going to kind of come into effect because we've been playing TC Mako for forever.
TC Mako is like such a, like, if you don't see it on the map list, you're questioning everything about everything.
Yeah.
Like, I would question everything.
Yeah.
And I think to your point of all how the familiarity that teams will face heading into a map like TC Mako, that's where, you know, trying something new because you didn't think of it before, maybe you're put in a situation that goes, wait, why didn't I think of this before? I think these are the opportunities that OSU can certainly take advantage of to kind of climb out of this 2-0 deficit. And same goes for Towson, right? I think they could still take advantage of different opportunities on catching OSU on the back foot, right? And I think that goes for also some of the other maps going forward, right? I mean, most of them are very familiar for these teams. And again, these are both very experienced teams. So, I mean, either way it blows. Whatever the wind blows. I was trying to make a musical quote there, and then that just flundered.
Oh no. Wait. Any way the wind blows?
Any way the wind blows.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I know because at the end of Bohemian Rhapsody, he says, "Anyway the wind blows."
Wait, am I not clocking the lyric right?
No, there is probably something. I'm just a little guy though. I barely know what's happening, but I do know what's happening in this set. If y'all are a little bit like, my gosh, Mizuno and Grace have been talking for a really long time, or you're just mad about me talking for a long time, which is understandable. You can't be mad at you.
No one can ever be mad at you, Grace, for yapping.
Oh my god, stop. Let me stop it.
I love yapping to you. Oh okay, I figured it out. I figured it out.
Oh, yes. I was going to say, for the folks at home, though, they are remaking the room. So that's why we're taking a little bit here. But Mizuno, please tell us.
Okay, I was trying to quote Hadestown.
I just saw Hadestown last, like, May.
Oh my god. It's Anyway the Wind Blows. Eurydice sings it. It's in the first act.
Guys, this is so embarrassing. I need to look it up. I feel like a mom right now on my phone. Guys, I need to look it up. This is really embarrassing. Guys, can you help me? Guys, it's so over for me. I'm looking at the soundtrack right now, Mizuno. This is so important.
I'm like 90% sure it's in Act 1, unless I'm about to get clocked right now.
It is the second song. It is the second song in Act 1.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. I'm about to get smited. There you go.
You're going to be sent down, way down.
Oh, I'm going down to Hadestown. I'm coming, wait for me. I hear the walls repeating. The falling of our feet. And it sounds like drumming. Oh, it sounds like drumming. Listen,
Uh-huh.
I'm losing my marbles already. You know what else you could lose marbles at? A
Huh.
store like Mako Mart. You could even
Oh.
buy marbles perhaps at Mako Mart.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've like held a marble.
Mizuno, what does this mean?
I don't know. I'm
They're
like, what?
cutting us off. They want
Like,
us to stop.
they're like
We're
perfect
losing
timing.
the
They need to
line.
shut up already. Get us some more Splatoon. All right, folks. Well, you asked for it. Here's more Splatoon for you. And hold on. Can we talk about the blaster? That is such a great pick by
I was gonna
OSU.
say that
That
is really
is.
really smart, and that's a sub in too. The custom blaster there, really interesting, really really great for the stacks. Like we said, a really good pick there, Mizuno. And I mean, if we were worried about the flanks there, about all the pressure from Plant as well, the point sensors, that is such a good pick here. Great adapting here from OSU.
I like it. I love it. And then Towson is going to stick to what they know, right? The bread and butter. It's been working so well for them so far. They're just going to keep at it. And look at this already. Amy Rose on that blaster stopping Plant on that stack was huge. Like that could have easily snowballed so quickly. But already we're about 30 seconds in. The tower's just slowly inching forward. Both of these teams trading members apiece. Nothing too crazy, nothing too intense. Plant is getting saved out here by one of their teammates on the stack, so they continue to see another day. And here they are on that ledge. Oh, that was so clean, Plant. So clean.
Oh my gosh, that was such a good pick there. And I mean, the members of the Tigersharks, they're going to be coolered up, Mizuno. So we already know that this means that they want to make a push and fast. I mean, we can already see all of the lasting power that Kai has here. Their scope has everybody scared to be peeking in mid. I could see that they were all playing on the sides there. But Plant's going to go down here. Big Noob kind of getting pushed out of the stack, getting pushed out of the left. But oh, Amy Rose going to get taken out here, who was getting a lot of pressure there in mid. Really good pick from Big Noob. And I mean, once again, like, I feel like this first minute so far has been just kind of a big neutral fight for forever. Like, I mean, the Tigersharks are pushing the tower a little bit, but they keep going down in their pushes here, Mizuno. So it's still anyone's game for sure.
It is, and I think it shows a testament to OSU's defense and not being able to like panic, right? If something were to go wrong, like we're not seeing them stumble or get too like awry or like tense or anything. You could still see they're playing A-OK. We do see Towson already approach this first checkpoint here. I believe they had just finished clearing it out. So first checkpoint down, but they still have 2 to go, so nothing too intense. Oh, but Playa being able to stop that splash down there with the help of their teammates. And look at this double team, Grace. That was a huge clutch double team for Towson. That was really impressive.
Yeah, and I feel like that must have been a call out from Big Noob being like, yo, Plant, wouldn't it be so cool if you could help me get these kills? Can you clutch it up with me? And then Plant's like, yeah, sure, I got you. Really great teamwork there, and I feel like we're seeing it a lot in real time here. I mean, Kai here opting to jump onto this tower so that the crab can get a lot of room, trying to bait out Okamu, which is really, again, the name of the game. It feels like being able to like knowing what they want to do and knowing where they want to position and taking advantage of that here. And I think the first time we've seen it this set here, OSU able to get a wipe against the Tigersharks here, being able to take out Plant before they can even get into the game as well. Amy Rose here, their friends calling out Big Noob as well, not able to clutch up the pick. Well, they do actually clutch up the pick, but the tower's not quite ready for them yet here. So Mizuno, this push is gonna be able to kind of show us how much lasting power OSU has in this set here. Plant here on the flank, on kind of the offense here, but I mean, Amy Rose calling them out once again, and they're kind of getting pushed back a little bit.
This is a good opportunity, right? Here we go. This is the moment. OSU being able to take down Plant and Big Noob like that. I know that they're a little bit staggered right now, but those moments are glimmering moments for them to show that they totally got this. And Towson should not let off the gas pedal one bit. There is a ton of opportunity here still. Like, I know a minute and a half, there's still a bit of game to go, but now they're 2 down, and you just saw, I don't know who just jumped out there. Oh, it looks like it was the ZNF. It was Kai on the ZNF. They just jumped out, and Amy Rose is on this pressure here too. They do go down, but this is still a good moment for them to keep inching those tower forward, because the more points that they can get, the closer that they can get to closing out the difference in points here, Grace. And just all these back and forths, they're really starting to add up.
Definitely, and I mean, like, this is the last minute, Mizuno. This is our last minute in this game here. Kai here on the up and up, already onto this right stack, wants Okamu to kind of peek out here, trying to bait them out a little bit here, but I mean, perfect beautiful Booyah Bomb coming out here from OSU, going to be able to clear off that plat. I mean, they're cooling up, so they're coming back, sure, but this gives them a lot of time to get back into mid here, get that last push going here. 30 seconds left in this game. My gosh, I mean, we see Kai here stationed up onto this right area here, going to have to jump out, which is good for them. The Crab having to get pops to stop that bubble is really, really good here for the members of OSU because that gives them space to move just a little bit here. Their cooler use is going to get taken out. Their NZAP is down here. I mean, that being Cowabunga here. And their dualies as well getting taken out here, but now 2 are down. Make that 3 down here. Only Amy Rose is left on OSU, but they can't quite get onto the tower because they have to pressure in front of the tower. Getting 2 down here, but the tower's getting swarmed by people on the Tigersharks, but they still managed to keep it here, Mizuno. I was going to say that it was over here, but Big Gay here already showing the lasting power that they have. I mean, the bubble is so huge. They're already cruising onto this next checkpoint here, Mizuno, and they take it. They weren't able to hop onto the tower because of that amazing bubble there from Big Gay. That's a big yay. Am I right? Sorry, I'm sorry.
That is such a... Oh my god. That was so good, Grace. Oh my god.
To get me.
They're about to come after you, Grace. That's so funny. God. Oh my god. No, that bubbler was clutch. And you know what I was gonna call it was clutch? TJ Buddy's Booyah Bomb. I could tell they were trying to figure out exactly where to put it because those Booyah Bombs in those moments in TC are so crucial. And placing it just right. And I think they put it like on the money. Putting it on that ramp to direct the rest of Towson over and to kind of sink them off because that's when Plant on the Carbon had to jump down and kind of just go for the tower because they weren't going to have to otherwise. They didn't have time to do it properly. They had to do it kind of right away. Yeah, so the combination of those two, it was crazy.
The combination was really, really good. Like, it felt like even in like those moments where like your heart is racing and you're getting like really nervous and you're like, oh my god, the Booyah Bomb. Like, I'm holding it in my hands. I don't know where to put it. And if you're Big Guy on the tower, you're like, oh, I almost have my bubble. Like, it felt like they still played like cool as a cucumber, which is really, really impressive.
Yeah.
And on the Towson Tigersharks, it felt like they knew that they had to take out Big Gay on the tower. Like, they were like, oh my gosh, the bubble user is on the tower. It's over. Like, we have to take them out. That's like priority number 1. So again, Plant going for that, but then they couldn't follow up because there was no pressure on the tower, so they were just looking right at Plant. So again, like, I feel like Towson had the right idea, but we saw OSU here read what they wanted to do. They did what had done onto them, what had been done to them. I sound like I'm saying a horrible proverb and it's going really badly.
That is a proverb gone wrong. Instead of the play that gone wrong, it was a proverb that went wrong.
Not good.
Oh my god. Not good, but what is good is heading into this game number 4. It looks like we are a Rainmaker Undertow. Oh, this one's always so interesting to me. Like, I don't know why. Maybe it's because of those giant, massive pillars, the 2 of them just like right there, just being so annoying. But this map drives me crazy sometimes. I either love it or hate it. There's no in between. No neutrality here.
That is so real. Oh my gosh. And all of the members here, huge pick onto Plant here. Kai was like, nope, I'm out. I'm getting out of here. Amy Rose getting another huge pick here onto the Tigersharks, opening up a lot of space for them. I feel like these point sensors are giving them a lot of room to work with because they know exactly where they are at all times here. Another pick flying out here, getting rid of the Dapples. Cowabunga here stuck in this corner, unfortunately. But the Rainmaker's going to get taken out here. 2 down on the side of OSU. And I mean, here we see Plant trying to make a little bit of movement happen, but there's no paint yet for them because I think OSU is like, again, they're like, okay, well, I mean, as long as we paint around the Carbon, they can't sneak up on us, right? Like, that's the name of the game here.
Exactly, and the Plant has to really rely on Cowabunga with the paint, who happens to be holding onto the Rainmaker right now. So, tit for tat, I guess. No NZAP, but you do have a Rainmaker in hand. So, I mean, you gotta pick your battles. But nonetheless, the Plant is putting on a ton of pressure with whatever they can, and Cowabunga by their side with the Rainmaker. Here comes Suzuka and Kai, putting a ton of pressure onto this first podium here. 2 members of OSU are down for the count, and this is looking to be a pretty clean path for Cowabunga to sweep right through. There they go, and here they are. First checkpoint broken for Towson. This is really good positioning for them because they can just kind of sit here and put a little bit of extra pressure, especially with these trips coming in. This could actually be a potential for a little bit more points that they were looking for.
Definitely, and I mean, but we see Amy Rose here kind of they knew what the Tigersharks wanted to do here. Like, they saw the strikes coming out. They saw that Kai was like positioning upwards for their friend to try to pick up the Rainmaker. But they sweeped around, or rather they kited like around. Maybe it was across the grates, maybe it was a bit of a bigger flank there, but stopping them effectively, which was really, really good, because that could have spiraled out of control, especially with all the pressure that the Tigersharks had onto them. But speaking about pressure, Mizuno, they have so much paint here in mid here. Plant able to abuse those ledges, getting a nice pick onto the Rainmaker here, trying to take out Amy Rose as well, but they're going to get the upper hand here. My gosh, I mean, I think this Blaster, a really, really great pick. I don't know if it's throwing off the Tigersharks or if it's just the point sensors, all the chip damage, like the AoE that's doing them in here, but whatever it is, it's working. Like, they're keeping the Tigersharks on their toes.
On their toes, keeping the Tigers on their toes. Oh my god, I get the nurse. Oh my god. Oh my god, Grace, end me now. Anyways, TJ Buddy and looks like Big A, they're kind of stuck at this awkward position behind the pillar, but it looks like TJ's gonna break them out with this Booyah, pushing. Oh, I really like that Booyah actually, because it pushed the members of Towson back away from the Rainmaker, gives them just a little bit more room to play. And look, our Big A is able to get a really nice pick there onto Big Noob, so that takes out the dualies. Now the Carbon is isolated, but very good play by Kai, who come in and kind of swoop in for their friend. So all these different types of like tit for tats, like this for that, this is just really good gameplay from both of these teams. But it just so happens that Towson just has the upper hand.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm looking at the scores so far. This is like one of the lowest scoring games we've seen so far, because the Rainmaker is like, it went to that first checkpoint, sure. So the Tigersharks are on like the front, I was gonna say the front foot, I don't think that's a saying. Anyways, they're not on the back foot, they're on the opposite of a back foot here, folks, because they have the lead, but I mean, not by much here. It just takes one kind of wipe, one play, perhaps like this from Big Gay here, getting a huge, huge pick though. Unfortunately going to get taken out there by Big Noob in that Reef Slider, but I mean, Amy Rose going to be able to clutch it up there, getting a huge pick back onto them here. So if they're able to clear that checkpoint, able to set up like a hammer or something, like the lead's just going to go right back here. And I mean, sure, they just locked the Rainmaker, and sure, 3 of them just went down, Mizuno, which is unfortunate here, but the Booyah is going to open up some space for them, so it's still anyone's game.
Anyone's game with 30 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be tough for OSU to kind of swoop back in on this one, but they have what they need to do so, right? Like, they have a couple specials online ready to go. Cowabunga does pop the cooler here, but that might have been a little bit early. It's a little bit too early to tell at this point, but with 15 seconds left, OSU is going to need a crucial pick here or a little bit more room to make leeway. Oh, that might not be the pick that they need, but Plant does go down. 2 members of OSU go down, and Cowabunga is making a run with it for the Rainmaker, but we do see the pencil making a shot at it. No. Okay, they're in the clear. I was gonna say.
I always advise strongly against taking the Rainmaker and running it back, because I have seen so many times where it just goes south just immediately. Like, no matter any special, it feels like, especially in Splatoon 3, like, they could take you out really easily, so it's really, really dangerous to bring back the Rainmaker there. It worked out for them, though. Towson Tigersharks up 3-1 here against OSU Scarlet. I mean, they looked good that game, but I can feel that, like, their aggression is shaking a little bit here, and I think that has to do with OSU Scarlet's ability to, I don't know. I think it is with the Blaster, though. I feel like it's the point sensors. Like, I think Plant is playing a little bit wary, a little bit scared, because they're like, oh my gosh, as soon as I get point sensors, I either have to, like, back up, or they already know where I am. And that's, like, a huge, huge, huge thing with Carbon and any Sharking Slayers. So, I'd be interested to see if Amy Rose sticks onto that, knowing that it's going pretty well for them because of that pick, or if they're like, well, we still lost that game, though, so what else should we be doing? Like, they won the one, that TC on Mako, but even with that kind of weapon pick that they knew would work well into Towson Tigersharks, they still lost that game there. So it's like, okay, we did a good first step, but how do we take it further? How do we for sure win this next one? And I think it's going to be about maybe a different playstyle thing. I don't think it's a comp thing, unless you think so, Mizuno.
It's kind of hard to tell still. Like, I'm not sure, Grace. I don't know. I'm stumped.
No, it's just, it's tough because it feels like, I don't know, it feels like OSU like has like they've got the tools in their tool. They've got the tools in their
Girl,
toolbox.
are you gonna let that go or not? I swear.
No, it's my favorite. I love silly things. I love like sayings like that. But like you're right. Like they have all the stuff that they need to win, but I don't know if it's just like Towson Tigersharks or just getting those small picks and like those small moments where you're like, oh, that lost us the game, and that always stinks because you're like, well then what do we do there? Because that's more of a fundamental issue if you're losing because of teeny tiny little stuff. That's hard to kind of pivot and adapt to. So, going into this next one though, Mizuno, I'm not trying to coach these folks. I'm trying to show them my love. And the Slosher pick. I did not know that TJ Buddy here is a Slosher fan and Big Noob. There's two Sloshers. They're fighting for this stack here. They're fighting for this top mid. Ooh, TJ Buddy is getting taken out here. And so does Kai, though. Interesting opening for both teams. This is going to be tough.
It's gonna be this is a saucy opening, but I love it. 2 members of OSU down for the count though is not how you want to start it, but I don't think it's gonna be too severe because not much ground has been lost. This is such Umami is such a strange map in terms of determining who is and who is not in control of certain areas of this map, just because of the circular dynamic and structure of this map is so strange. But nonetheless though, it looks like Big Noob trying to get a little bit aggressive here, but Amy Rose is just saucing their way out of it, and I love that for them. Putting on a ton of pressure on this plat area, which is good because now you can see the members of Towson, like all the remaining members, the 3 of them are just slightly inching back because they're a little bit intimidated right now by a lot of this paint pressure and this AoE pressure, right? So these are some really good moments here for OSU, but I don't think they should be letting up because here comes Plant. Never mind, commentator's curse. TJ Buddy was able to handle that with ease. Very good slosher plays and really good picks from the side of OSU.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm seeing them here on the front foot. I'm making this a new term perhaps here. Gonna score here. This is already, they do get wiped out. They do get wiped out here, so I'm gonna not stop here. Really, really great defense here from Towson Tigersharks. We know how good they are at it because in that first Clan Blitz game here, I mean, OSU wasn't even able to score here. 3 down here. Kai is wait, so we just went wipe for wipe here, Mizuno. We just pushed, like, Towson Tigersharks, they do have the lead though because they got 2 power clams in, but I mean, now OSU has the advantage here, having that mid control. Like they have to play this pretty smart to be able to make another push happen here, but still, again, like it's anyone's game. We're not seeing as much of like a blowout kind of situation happen as we have in these other games here. Like OSU was responding to what Towson is doing, and it feels like they've adapted really, really well here. 3 down on the side of the Tigersharks here, Mizuno. They're gonna make another push if they can get the clam economy this way. Listen, TJ Buddy, I know I'm trying to throw you clams right now through the screen. I'm trying to help you here, but oh my gosh, it sounds like the Tigersharks are already respawning back in, so we'll have to see if they're able to make this push, Mizuno.
Exactly, right? That being able to make this push is very crucial, and there they go. OSU is able to at least break the barrier, but I mean, not much is able to come out of it because of those trips, and oh, that is a crazy snipe from Kai. I don't even know how they did that. Like, that was some mind reader, like, Magneto abilities there. That was kind of crazy. And now you kind of see like this switch flipped on the side of Towson, right? All of a sudden, there's 3 of them all up at OSU's base. Here comes the trips. Here comes the specials. Plant, I believe, went to try to go in there. Double trips, mind you. And it seems like OSU kind of shrugged that off, actually. That was pretty impressive. A really good defensive stop.
Yeah, and I think it's that Slosher pick here from TJ Buddy. I mean, we know Slosher's apparently super goated on this map mode because both teams here opted to pick in here, though. Plant trying to do that right flank once again, which we saw them do earlier, get taken out, but they were able to make a lot of pressure happen there, kind of pinching the members of OSU in mid. I mean, Big Noob here basically taking this top stack area. Going to be getting another pick onto Amy Rose here, which is their point sensor player here, and their point sensor player is a crazy statement. I apologize. The blaster, but again, those point sensors are really, really crucial in understanding where the members of the Tigersharks are here, Mizuno. So going into this big gay is like, y'all, we need to make this push happen. If we get both of these power clams in, we could, girl math, we could get the lead. So is this just going to be a power clam? Power clam for power clam kind of push? I don't know.
You TM85 that. Grace, those clam calculations. You went,
Yeah.
you plugged that into the TM85, and that TM85 went. That is a we are in the lead calculation. Anyways, I'm getting us distracted here. 2 balls in hand. Things are looking pretty scary here for Towson, but Plant is going to get a very nice pick here to hopefully slow down that momentum. They are a little bit on the backside though, and it looks like the members of OSU, they're calling them out. I can imagine it right now. They're like, there is the carbon in that like pit area. Right, so you could tell that they're focused on these things, and with 2 members, they're able to get another 2 down on Towson, and Cowabunga here is looking to back up. They're kind of bunched up with their ZNF player, with Kai, in hopes of kind of keeping things in control. Kai with a very nice pick. That is huge, but not if Big A has something to say about it, because they're trying to come in here. They get another pick. They have their bubbler ready, Grace. You know it is time to pop that bubbler and get that in. Oh my god, Grace. Oh my god.
Big A able to get a huge power clam, and Mizuno, they get the other one in too. I was about to say, if they were able to get that other power clam in, that would be the lead. And they did it. They pulled it off. I think the patience there from OSU Scarlet was so huge. I saw that they saw that like Plant dropped in on them, so I was like, oh my gosh, no, they're gonna all go down. They don't realize that Plant is there. But they like baited them. They like went forward, then kited back, and then they like, it was really great coordination, like the bubble, all like the splashdown that came out as well. Like it was it was a beautiful play, and that got them the lead. And like I said, that was an only power clam push game. They only got points from power clams. So again, that just goes to show these teams, their defenses are strong. Like everyone got wiped after every single push, which is really tough. So like, I'm clapping in a circle once again.
Yeah.
Big kudos to OSU.
Shoutouts to our producer Omazen for switching over to the overlays like almost right as I'm like in the camera's face, because I'm like staring at the game so intensely, because I'm like this the entire time, like off frame, off kilter, like not wary of camera awareness whatsoever, because I was just so into this game. Like girls, you heard me like stop talking because I was just like,
yes,
those last 3 seconds, because I was like, are they gonna do it?
I was like, whenever there's like an overtime push in clams and they're so close to getting it, I'm like, my breath gets taken away and like my heart stops, and then I need to be wheeled away to the nearest hospital. It is a lot, and it is very not great for when you're commentating, because you have to tell the people what they're looking at. So I usually have to resuscitate myself and what you on the mic. So that was an intense game. That was a lot. But again, like OSU, it felt like Towson Tigersharks, they only got in that one push, and they got wiped immediately after. And it kind of at the end there, I don't really know if you noticed this, Mizuno, but OSU Scarlet, they were taking mid really slowly. Like it felt like they were, maybe it was scared of like Kai's pressure on the charger, which we saw they did get sniped when they eventually pushed up there, which was that huge snipe from Kai we saw towards the end there. But it felt like they were kind of scared to take that space, and I was going to call that out and be like, ooh, that's tough, because when you're 2 down going against Towson Tigersharks, you got to take as much space as they're going to give you, and they're only going to give you space if they're down. So I was like, ooh, that's tough, like they're up against the wall, like it's down to the wire, like they need to be pushing up here. But it ended up being the right play, because they got all of that control of mid slowly, they got their paint up slowly, like methodically, and they were able to pull out a cray push with all the clams that they accumulated. So I'm eating my words. They slayed that, and it was a good play to play a little bit slowly there.
Yeah, I mean, wow. Like we got ourselves a match, like 3-2. Like both of these teams have felt each other out. Like we kind of know what they're doing. We kind of know who they are, what they're doing, what their game is. I have a feeling this is gonna go the mile, Grace. I think for sure we're gonna see our Game 7 on Humpback, TC Humpback. I think that's in the cards.
Well, mathematically, I think we have to.
Oh, mathematically, is that what the TM85 says, Grace?
Yes, I did get it implanted, because my teammates were like, Grace, what do you mean you don't know how many clams to make a power clam? They were getting it was really embarrassing. They're like, Grace, what do you missed the power clam. That's a me issue that I also have to work on. But the math thing, I'm trying to girl math for you, Mizuno. I want to be better.
Oh no,
It's a
you're doing
problem.
great. Girl,
Oh
you're
my
doing
god.
fantastic. You're
Thank
doing so
you.
much. You're doing so
So
much
much.
work. All of the work. Like, it's amazing.
Yes, adding simple numbers together is really hard for me, guys. It's not great for me. But you know what is great for me?
What's great for you?
Flat zones on Mahi Mahi Resort. I
Oh my
love Mahi
god. You were
Mahi.
talking about this earlier with Rose. I
Yes.
caught that moment. I was like, girl, you're obsessed. And honestly, I kind of agree.
Listen, I love it. I remember, I think it was long, long ago in the land of weird, not weird, top level servers where they talk about stuff. I think it was Prochara was like, hear me out. What do we think about Mahi Mahi zones? And all the gamers were like, we love you, Prochara. Yes. I think it was him. I think it was him that got us hooked on Zones Mahi because I remember when folks started asking us to play it in SOS, I was like, do we like it now? I like to feel out what the folks like here, so I'm happy the tide has kind of turned its favor here for Mahi Mahi. And again, the tide seems to be turning for OSU here. Towson Tigersharks little bit on the back foot here, opting to pick. I mean, Tetras is really, really interesting here, but Okamu going full send, being confident in themselves as a backline, going for the E leader here, Mizuno. But they're already, oh my gosh, I mean, I just said that Towson was on the back foot here, but not in this push. Big noob here, pushing up here with these Tetras. Not even cool it up. They're just killing them for the love of the game here, Mizuno. Already getting, I think that was like 3 picks. Like, it was crazy. They're getting all this chip damage. They are going to get taken out. RIP, rest in peace, big noob here. But again, like, this has spiraled out of control here for OSU Scarlet. They are way back on their spawn. They have to paint up their spawn before they can even think about pushing here, Mizuno. Amazing opening from Towson Tigersharks. My gosh.
Girl, and I also have to call out that Kai on the ZNF won the Charger War against the E leader, which goes crazy. What a huge start for Towson. They just kind of flipped a switch and they just went ham. Like, I don't know how other way to slice it and dice it. They just kind of went in and went bop. Anyways, more professional. Let's put on some more professional commentary. With 13 seconds left on the ticker here, a lot of blue paint on the map. Plant on the carbon does go down. Here comes the splashdown from Amy Rose. Oh my god, Amy Rose just came in so clutch there, Grace. That was like the perfect splashdown moment that they needed.
It definitely was. Oh my gosh. When when it was like those last few seconds and I saw Amy Rose in the air, I was like, no, is it gonna work? And it did there. Their Hail Mary worked. 2 remaining. That penalty is ticking down. If you are OSU Scarlet here, Mizuno, I mean, this is a lot to go into here. You already know that the Tigersharks are breathing down your neck, and TJ Buddy here going down, unfortunately, is really, really huge for the Tigersharks here. Big Noob getting a huge pick there onto Okamu. Again, their backline, their backbone, their skeleton of their comp here. The person that you kind of rely on goes down. That is really, really tough to come back into. Your TJ Buddy again getting taken out here. That's a loss of a special that's going to be able to paint that zone here. But they see Amy Rose is coming in again for this clutch. They aren't quite able to get the... No, I was going to say they weren't quite able to get that splashdown out. And I was right. The time ticked down. Amy Rose was not able to get that Hail Mary in time. Mizuno. That was nuts. Towson Tigersharks like snapped. They're done. They want to end this set.
They're crashing out. They went, we're done. We need to end this set. Oh no, I don't know what happened. Like, something just kind of awoke in them, you know? Like,
Yes. Like a switch flipped. Like, oh my
yeah.
gosh. I love this beautiful, sorry, I love the decaf cam we were getting. That made me laugh. It was really funny. I think the camera angle was like when you're like laying down and a kid is like, do you want to look at a video on my phone? Like, that's what it was like. I really loved it here.
Do you remember the
Yes,
Vine? Please tell me you were a consumer of Vine back in the day.
I was.
Okay, the angle looked like the Vine where the little kid like runs up to like this girl and he goes like, "Daddy," and then the girl turns like, "Do I look like your dad?" That's like the exact angle, like the kid of like looking up.
Yes.
That was like the exact angle. I don't know why I have to bring up Vine in like every situation that I'm in and like every conversation, but that's like one of like the 10 things I still think about on like a daily basis is like, what happened to Vine?
Listen, what happened was society.
Yeah.
No, I'm lying. I don't remember what happened to Vine. I'm so sorry, y'all. I lied to your face. Speaking of lying to your face, this I'm not lying. This is match point though for the Towson Tigersharks here. They're 4-2. They are up 4-2 in this set against OSU Scarlet here in Mizuno. We are getting the lucrative game of tower control and humpback dump track. Yes. I mean, I'm hoping we're going to see the sloshers come back here because I feel like it's kind of a given with humpback, but I mean, if you're playing to what you're comfortable with, especially when you're match point, if you're OSU Scarlet, do you want to be on that slosher? Especially when it was really tough for TJ Buddy to get in that whole game, it felt like. It felt like every movement they made, especially because of the strikes, I feel like, when you're in zones, that's like one of the specials that's like a GG special for the zone. And especially with that splashdown as well here. I'm assuming we're going to be seeing Amy Rose on it again. Yes. Oh, no slosher.
No
Oh.
slosher on either side, actually, which is interesting because with all the like slopes and hills on this map, you'd figure that sloshers would kind of have a fun time here, and like like be radical and stuff like that. But anyways, both of these comps are pretty similar to what we've seen already this evening, folks. So nothing too out of the ordinary. It's going to be relying on their pure skill, raw skills and talent here, folks. Kai is going to be on this kind of bunker area, hilltop, trying to keep an eye out for their teammates. As Big Gay on that mini is looking to kind of push in a little bit and kind of suss people out. Is able to get a really nice pick on the carb and on the sharking carbon, which is huge. And they were able to cancel out that splashdown and get the dualies down. Those are some really good picks for OSU and should take advantage of it.
It is some really, really good picks here, but I mean, this first minute has been pretty slow, and I think that has to do with the awkward nature of TC Hunkback. I feel like it's very like flank prone, it's kind of awkward. If you're on the side of OSU Scarlet, you want to play around where you think Plant is going to be. So you need to make sure that Amy Rose is either up, throwing those point sensors, you're painting around, making sure that Plant can't get any off angles on you, or just doing something to combat that here. But cruising all the way onto this first checkpoint here. Amy Rose here going to be able to get a huge pick and get their splashdown off. Amazing, amazing pressure here. Pushing back Kai. Not quite able to... Wait, they do! They trade out Kai there. I thought Kai was going to be able to jump out. But their friends there weren't able to push the tower. Despite all of that pressure, it's really, really tough to get... to be synced up with your teammates, it feels like, on Humpback, because it just feels like you're always getting flanked.
It is. I think Amy Rose there kind of realized that they were like, all right, I'm already kind of in it. I think they could feel Plant on that carbon chasing after them. So Amy Rose was just kind of like, I gotta just get the trade and move on, and try to utilize that information on the carbon to like maybe call that out to their teammates, right? And like you said, this stage is so weird sometimes with like movement and trying to get back into things because it's both so big and yet so small at the same time. Like you can either feel really trapped or feel like you just have a ton of space to work with, and there's just straight up no in between. And I mean, Plant is already making some crazy moves already, getting 2 clean picks, helping their teammates. Oh my god, they almost got like another. They're gonna go for another, and they just weren't able to. But those 2 picks were pretty crucial because now they've blazed through that first checkpoint. They're already on their second. Like, Grace, how does this even happen?
Listen, amazing zoning from Plant there. Like, we're kind of seeing the members of OSU Scarlet here in real time. Wait, I see that flank from Big Noob here. Maybe trying to keep that tower. But, I mean, talk about being able to zone out the members there. We saw that from Plant. I mean, oh my gosh, Okamu. Hello? Are you? Oh, I thought they were going to live. Mizuno, that was crazy. Crazy play there. But Plant, they pushed back the members of OSU Scarlet into that little corner like we kind of saw there. And that enabled their teammates to get that first checkpoint like immediately. Like, I looked back at the score and they were already at that second checkpoint, which is so crazy. And they're still like, they still have pretty much complete control, it feels like. Like, the Tigersharks are going into this game really good at keeping all of that movement, keeping all of that space, and playing together. It feels like playing off of each other's aggression and playing off of the picks that they're getting as well, which is really smart. And I think, oh my, wait. 3 down, Mizuno. I blinked and I missed it. I was talking about how good the Tigersharks were doing here, and now they're going to go 3 down here. Now they're finally on the back foot in this game here. Kind of like the last 1 minute 30 seconds or so, Mizuno here.
Wow.
Amy Rose here on the plat, pushing up, trying to make something happen.
Wow, what a huge, but that was the most, that splashdown came at the most perfect time, and you could see the urgency. You could see how OSU just they kind of, I hate to say locked in, but they kind of like clicked in immediately once they realized that the 3-down situation. Look at them, Grace, taking this tower all the way to their last checkpoint, and it looks like they're not even stopping because now it's just Cowabunga on the inzap. It's just them. They're the only ones to stop this tower. Can they do it? No, they're not. Oh, OSU is staying alive in this set, you guys. Oh my god.
Talk about the lucrative tower control on Humpback Pump Track here. We're about to head into the lucrative Game 8 Mizuno. We might have called it. This could be going to a Game 9 for Hacks if OSU Scarlet is
I
gonna
told
be
you
able
this was gonna go the way. This was gonna go the
Yes!
distance.
Oh, it's going the distance. That's in Hercules, right? He goes like, I know every mile
Oh,
worth my while.
I'm
Yes.
gonna get blocked so hard. I haven't seen Hercules. And that's like old.
Pretend I just laser beamed you and exploded you with my eyeballs right now. I can't believe you have
I
not
feel
seen
it.
Hercules.
No, I have not. It was like one of the kids' movies I just never saw. Oh my god, I just feel shame
You
right now. I just feel immense shame for
you
you.
must.
Like, shame. Shame.
You must see it. You must
Okay,
see it.
I'll put it on my list.
You clocked me on Hades Town and then clocked you on Hercules. I cannot believe it. And they're like in the same universe realm too.
Yeah. It's
That's
giving like Greek mythology, like clocking.
Greek,
Like,
yeah.
like we
Oh my
just
gosh.
mythologically clocked each other.
That was good. We're like on the same like that's my brain connecting to your brain. It makes a
Yeah.
noise when it does that. That's why. It wasn't me doing the
Yeah.
noise. It was anyways, Rainmaker on Museum. Rainmaker on Museum. I feel
Ooh.
like this is tough. This is such a lockout heavy map mode that I feel
Yeah.
like it could play really well into Towson Tigersharks' strength with like the ledges and like the sneakiness. So I think it's really up to OSU Scarlet to either get like a killer first push and then be kind of at the advantage the entire game, or if you're OSU Scarlet, you're like, Grace, I don't care about anything you're saying right now. We're just gonna play the heck out of this game and see where it goes, which they're sticking to similar comps here, kind of expected, and Big Noob here. Once again, I'm happy to see opting for the splat dualies. Oh my gosh, I killed them, Mizuno. They're gone. They're gone. Okay.
They were Thanos into out of existence.
It's
But oh my
devastating.
god, it's an interesting approach that both of these teams are taking because at first it was really hesitant, but once each team had a member go down, all of a sudden it's like cowabunga and it's like a complete like shootout over like the middle of that plat area, and now all of a sudden TJ Buddy is trying to hold them off here to the podium and make room, throwing that booyah to make a little bit extra space for their teammate. They're trying to take on Plant the Carbon, but they have a teammate with them. Thank goodness, because Amy Rose comes in to help out, and oh my god, Grace, it's just the CNF Charger. It's just Kai holding down the fort for the Tigersharks. It's just them alone. So Okami's going to pick up this Rainmaker, blast through the first checkpoint and call it good. But Grace, this is a very scary situation here for Towson because they have to hold on right now.
And knowing how scary that situation is, like you said, Kai opting to go with those strikes in, and Big Noob as well, playing for their life here, trying to get this crab, trying to get all this pressure out here. But TJ Buddy getting a huge pick onto them, a lot of pressure onto this plat here. They could pick it up and make a push happen here, but Plant coming around onto the side, going to be able to pick them off here. But once again, it feels like the members here of OSU Scarlet are adapting really, really well. Like they're taking these good like 2v1s, it feels like, and I think that AoE from this blaster from Amy Rose is really, really helping them here. I think this was kind of the key that they needed to try to clutch up some of these fights, which I think was those micro decisions that were kind of plaguing them in the rest of the games here. I think having that AoE is really, really helping them here. 2 down here. Talk about, oh my god, like AoE. They're gonna go 2 down on the side of the Tigersharks. Cowabunga's running for their life right now with the plant bomb. Is gonna take them out, but 3 down. My gosh, the members of the Tigersharks were like, wouldn't it be so funny if we brought the Rainmaker back, but then we collapsed on you in mid? Wouldn't that be so funny? And, you know, it worked out for them. They're gonna make a push now.
Yeah, it's given the ooh-woo reversal all out of nowhere. And Big Noob with the crab trying to exert a little bit of pressure onto that top spinner. Is able to get a clean pick out of, I don't know, some random fall-off damage there. That was pretty saucy. And look at them put in this damage against Big Gay and pushing them all the way back. And that distraction was just enough to get them to clear that checkpoint. But again, because OSU cleared it first, Towson is going to be lingering by 1 additional point. So they're going to have to get a little, just a smidge bit more. But not if OSU has to say anything about it, because Okamu here is holding on to this Rainmaker, and in the Rainmaker free zone, funnily enough. And they are still holding on to this Rainmaker. They're doing great. Just moving and just trying to stay alive and kind of hoping that their teammates will come in and like push them and make a little bit of room. Trips are going to come out here for Towson to distract and displace a little bit more, but Okamu still has the Rainmaker. They're going to charge for it. They're running out of time. They're able to get a few more points. Nothing too significant here, but with TJ Buddy also on this plat and the spinner, they're still kept alive. They're still keeping this push alive, Grace.
Yeah, and I mean, TJ Buddy, they're playing so smart there with those kind of ledges, with the cover, with that Zuka that was out. I was like counting the shots. I was like, wait, is the Zuka done yet? I feel like the members here of OSU Scarlet were kind of doing the same here. But, oh my gosh, I thought that TJ Buddy was going to try to grab the Rainmaker there with that, using the Booyah as the smoke screen, like the disguise a little bit. But opting to go for a safer play there, jumping out, really smart to try to sustain the pressure that they already have onto mid. Okamu trying to keep his paint up, which again, Pencil does astronomically well here, but the crab coming out, plant being coolered up here, and all of these flame sensors coming out as well. I mean, I feel like Towson Tigersharks are having a lot of trouble getting in because of all the pressure and the stall kind of capabilities that I'm seeing come out from OSU Scarlet. I can't believe Amy Rose lived that.
I know. Girl, I was about to say, like, Amy Rose is just, like, thriving and striving right now. I don't know what they're on, but, like, they must be on some, like, crazy supplements or something, because I thought they were gonna get splatted out of existence. But anyways, great on TJ Buddy and Amy Rose to snuff out the Rainmaker. With 30 seconds left on the clock here, Grace, what would you do if you were OSU?
If I'm OSU, I want to push again. Like, I'm not happy with that lead. Like, again, like, offense feels like the best defense here. I know that Towson Tigersharks are not going to stop until they get me out of this set. So if I'm them, I want to grab this Rainmaker. And we see Big Noob grabs it. Oh, a huge hammer here coming out from Big Gay. Big win. Gonna be... No, I'm done. Gonna be able to take out the Rainmaker. Wait, and it's not gonna go to overtime.
Oh my god, Grace.
That was so smart.
That
I don't know if that was, I'm going to think that was on purpose. Stalling out and waiting to pick off the Rainmaker, I think it's like the 10-second mark or something, to where it doesn't respawn because they were the last one to hold the Rainmaker, and it doesn't go to overtime. It's so smart. Really smart. Oh my god, a fist bump. Really strategical play there by Big Gay. Really smart. And even if they weren't able to clutch up that pick, they had the Rainmaker running in like a circle around the like stack, like the pillar in mid, the little spinner thingy. It was just, that was so solid. And again, like, I know I said offense is the best defense.
Offense
and
is
that was that was a pretty low scoring game for Museum. And I think that had to do with the fact that they just were constantly on each other, like, the whole time. It felt like they were just like, I know what Kai's gonna do. Like, Okamu was like, I know what Kai's gonna do, because Kai wants to do this to me, but I know what they're gonna do to me, so I'm gonna do this. Like, I feel like they're in each other's heads right now, like, going like, and I gotta respect it.
It's pretty respectable. And, like, Grace, I don't think this is, like, really, like clicked in for me yet. But we're going to, like, a game 9.
We're going to a game 9.
Can we talk about this? Both, in this side of, like, the Div 2 playoff bracket, both series have gone to a best of 9. Isn't that crazy? Like, think about this. Like, this side of the Div 2 bracket is absolutely bonkers. Like, it's just incredible to me.
And you know, again, these folks who are, like, on the upper side of the bracket, who are, like, looking down right now, they're like, oh no. Like, they're watching these games. Perhaps some Div 2 teams are watching these games right now, like, I don't want to fight them. I don't want to fight into OSU Scarlet's amazing aggression and all their funky comps and the AoE and, like, all of that amazing stuff that's coming out here. And I don't want to fight into the Towson Tigersharks, that well-oiled machine, all of that kind of, like, the smart plays that they've been doing as well here. Both of these teams, stand out teams, but this is it. This is lip sync for your life. Nobody's lip syncing. They're playing Splatoon. But this is it, Mizuno. This is match point for both of these teams. Game 9 for all the marbles. I know you're not a marble fan, or rather, you haven't been seeing them lately. But my gosh, here. Amazing opening again from Towson Tigersharks. I feel like their openings have been on point this entire set here, Mizuno.
Yeah.
They're going to get a huge pick here onto the Forge, which is really, really good for their space. Now that I said that, though, they are going to go 2 down here, but they are coolered up, so they're just going to jump right back into Cowabunga and to Kai here. Still sustaining a bit of pressure here onto the mid, despite them going all the way down here, but it just feels like a lot of trading out here, a lot of space being kind of like moved around. They're moving around each other, but I mean, OSU Scarlet, they're in a good position to make a push here. Amy, pick up those clams, girl. No, the clams.
No, the clams, Amy, the clams. Oh my god, but this is actually going to be really interesting with that Booyah Bomb, trying to make a little bit of leeway, and TJ Buddy and Amy Rose on this block here, on this other stack, exerting a ton of pressure. Right? Those types of moments can lead to big opportunities and big conversions, but it doesn't seem like OC is going to take up on that opportunity. Great pick by Okamu there on the pencil. That was pretty, or on the pencil there. That was pretty saucy. Really saucy picks from both of these teams, but like I can tell, I think this is similar to that H-Town and Banana Split set. They are really trying to just feel each other out, and I think they're both very I don't want to say scared, but you know, I'm not just gonna say it. They're scared to make some like big moves because of I think of how serious the outcome is.
Yes, and ending on Clam Blitz is really, really tough because it's kind of like, it is like the ultimate trial of teamwork. It feels like that kind of game mode in general, especially going, like, we've been seeing a lot of progression from both teams here, especially on Clam Blitz. I feel like it's our little check-in with how they're doing against each other, how they're adapting to one another here. And again, like, we're like 2 minutes into this game, more than 2 minutes into this game, and no team has scored yet. Again, a very stark difference from both of the other clam games that we've seen so far. 2 power clams online on the side of the Towson Tigersharks, though. Big Noob pushing up as well here, Mizuno. This might be their chance to make a push despite them going down one member.
And it looks like they're finally able to, with Cowabunga being able to pierce open the basket with that first football there. Oh, Big Noob is still alive. God. Oh, that was a huge save by Big Gay. Honestly, no, I'm so serious. Like, that save, like that extra 20 points would have been detrimental considering how slow this game has been for both of these teams to make a move. If it took the first 2.5 minutes to make the first move in this type of this Clam Blitz game, like you said, doing the check-in, those 20 points would have been like detrimental. So huge shout outs to Big A for catching that up. But now OSU has got to respond with some firepower, and firepower they have. That's like 3 balls on lock. Almost 3 balls on lock, excuse me. I can't do the girl math right now. And they're forming in, it looks like, looking to get a pop open. Oh my god, no, there is 3 balls. Oh my, just, Grace, I did not do the math. They did have those 3 balls. Holy cow, and then 1 extra clam, because why not? Holy cow, Grace. Oh my god.
These multi-power clam pushes have been the name of the game this entire set. That is so interesting. I feel like I always struggle to get those pushes in because it's like, it's tough because they can all see your location.
Yes.
And that's really impressive to pull that off here. But we can already see Towson Tigersharks are like, how about we do a push a little bit here? I mean, oh, but they get taken out there. I just noticed that their NZAP, who had a lot of clams online, is going to get taken out here. They do get the clam in here. Kai really schmooving around to be able to make that happen here. But Big Gay here playing goalkeeper, going to be able to get a huge pick onto Big Noob here. Kai here opting to throw in some more clams and maybe try to get that lead, maybe try to stall for more time for their teammates here. But they're going to get taken out here as well, Mizuno. I mean, Big Noob here onto the stack, getting taken out again by Big Gay. Again, it feels like Big Gay's like the Iron Golem right now, like protecting their villagers. Like they're not letting them go anywhere.
What? Please tell me that was like a Minecraft reference, because that's what it sounded like. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, thank God. Okay, I got that right. Oh my God, I'm in it with the kids, you guys. Anyways. Minecraft aside and mining aside, Cowabunga here is now holding on to a pity, it looks like, and the members of OSU are also holding on to a pity. 2 pities, 1 pity on each side. I can't even speak, Grace. This is like so crazy. We are 15 seconds left, and Towson is on the back foot. They have the 10 seconds and overtime to score. And with 1 member going down, Kai getting some huge picks here. Oh my god, I could tell. They're seizing this opportunity. They're like, we have got to inch it closer and closer. They're running out of time. They do have a crab. Big Noob is able to utilize that crab to take it down. Booyah is coming out. One member goes down. Big Gay is being that iron golem, holding down the fort. TJ Buddy is coming in, blocking in on one of the members. Here goes the trip. It's just a CNF.
Oh.
That's the one. That's
Oh
the
my
one.
god! And that is the set. OSU. Oh, there's partying. They're partying. I'm gonna say their full legal name here, Mizuno. Octos and Squids United Scarlet, winning 5-4. 5-4, folks, against the Towson Tigersharks. Div 2 semifinals here. Both of these Div 2 games that we've seen here, matches rather, tonight that we've seen for the CCA, have gone to this Game 9, this lucrative Game 9. No fist bump, that's devastating. But that was insane. I looked disheveled. I don't know how that even happened. Like, my bangs looked crazy for a second. That was really embarrassing, y'all.
I'm like,
that was a crazy set there. So smart. Was that TJ Buddy on the pro, right?
I think so in the Forge. Yeah, they were using.
Yes.
They were utilizing this really good pinching opportunity.
Yes.
Like, that was
the
so
crossfire.
good. That
So
crossfire was-
smart. Because if you're on Towson Tigersharks, if you're in that like last minute situation where like your heart is pounding and you're like, oh my god, you're not gonna be looking behind you at all here. But Mizuno, we gotta go. There's another set waiting for us. We went like we went real overtime. Like this.
No, girl, we went crazy over.
We gotta go.
Oh my god. All right,
Mizuno.
I'll run through this real quick.
Yes. Go for it.
Okay, first of all, great job to OSU. You guys are moving on. You're going to be facing H-Town this week, so please get it with us so we can get this match straight, because we need to keep the storytelling going. So first of all, congrats OSU. Second of all, Towson, what an amazing run. You guys are great. That was a fantastic match. You guys really showed up. Fantastic stuff. Seriously, I'm really excited to see what you guys are coming up with next season. We'll see you guys in the off season. Next up, Creds, yes. Grace, where can the people find you?
You can find me in the SOS help desk over at IPL, a lot of the time losing my marbles because you haven't seen any marbles for a long time, so I'm also losing them here. But you can also find me on Blue Sky at Tubnug at TUBNUG. Blue Sky.social. What about you, Mizuno? Hurry.
Blue Sky, it is different from what's on screen. MIZU-N0. I really flipped the script on our producer. Sorry, Omazen. Otherwise, I really recommend you folks follow the CCA socials instead of continuously plugging myself. Let's get us out of here. And you guys got a really exciting Div 6 semifinals matchup coming ahead with some wonderful commentators. Thank you all for tuning in for a Div 2 semifinals. Mizuno and Grace, I guess we're out of here.
Signing
Peace.
out.
Bye.